Well, hello everyone. Happy the 2nd of April and the sun is shining, thank God. Spring is well and truly here, and hopefully summer is on the way and a bit of hot weather is there. Those that couldn't be with us, get well soon, and those that are on holidays, enjoy, and we see you back at class next week. I said hope that we all got over to Easter. It was a long one. The weather wasn't great. It's a big one, a 4-day weekend. So it's really important now just to refocus, no matter what's happened, good, bad, indifferent week last week. Really focus on our weight loss for April. That being 5 to 7 pound. Let's take it to next Monday and Tuesday classes, and let's go for between 1 to 2 pound. Let's get that in the kitty, and then we can work on that. But short-term goals are more successful. And by the end of the month, 5 to 7 pound, half a stone is what's there for the taking. So this week's talk is titled Unlocking Your Consistency. Sometimes we can question our consistency. Sometimes mums will say to me, oh, I'm up one this week, sure I was down that one last week and I'll be back down it next week. And it can be that little bit of a seesaw effect that we all be quite familiar with, because it is unfortunately just part of our journey, our weight loss and our health journey. So it is important to unlock your consistency. These are just a couple of pointers. It is a bit of a long talk, so obviously I can only cover short amounts of it being on the video, but it's little tips to master the art of showing up. So basically showing up for yourself. So I'm going to ask you that question: do you feel that you 100% show up for yourself, as in 100% give yourself to the program every week to have that consistent weight loss and inch loss from month to month? First, it just says one of the tips is to design your environment, arrange your physical space in a way that supports your goals. So like that, it could be having nutritious foods prepped and readily available. But design your environment so that basically that you can arrange your physical space. So sometimes, like if there's clutter there, that can be a trigger for us to overeat, because we think, oh, I have that pile of iron to do, I have to separate those clothes for the wash, and I have this, that and the other to do, and it can all just come in on top of it. So it is really creating your own space. And as we talked about in the anxiety series of talks, is what you can control, and what we can't, we have to let go. So your environment is definitely within your control, and as the old saying goes, we are a product of our environment. So really to arrange your physical space in that way that's going to support your goal and what you need to succeed and be consistent every week. Next then is pair difficult and easy habits. Combine challenging tasks with simpler ones, more enjoyable ones, to make difficult tasks feel less daunting and more approachable. So like difficult and easy tasks, so it is important to combine them, and therefore we can associate one with the other. So it's a little bit like, okay, after I have a meal I go and brush my teeth, and that'll stop me craving the sweet things. So really it is about fitting that into your daily routine. Like at the same time you have your shower every day, at the same time you might wake up and get ready for work or set about your day, that's something that you do. You drink your 2 litres of water every day, you watch your portion size, you keep your food diary, you stop eating at a certain time, so that you don't have to think outside the box and say, oh, I didn't do that today, or I didn't do my exercise, and then we can kind of get ourselves in a tizzy. So it's really important to pair difficult and easy habits, because habits are over a lifetime, and once we form them, generally it's very hard to break them. The next one is to limit our options. So reduce the number of choices you have to make, basically related to your goal, and to remove frictions and create ease. So it is important to limit options that is happening around, reduce the number of choice that we have. So that's why it is important to really map out maybe the foods that we're even going to have over the next 24 hours, limit those options, because if there's even an option to have a takeaway or grab something on the run, it is going to sabotage our weight loss, and this will reduce the number of choices that we have to make when we are planned and when we are prepped. Our next one is to eliminate distractions and minimize the temptation of distractions. Okay, so that's a bit of a deep one, by deliberately removing them from your personal and your digital space. So eliminate any distractions, get the blinkers on, like the horses in a race. They have the blinkers on so they don't see the competition, they don't get sidetracked or distracted. So it's the same for us, to get our focus and vision for what we're going to lose for next Monday or Tuesday, how we're going to feel, how we're going to look. As we said, summer's on the way, the brighter days are already here. But it is to eliminate those distractions and minimize temptation. So simply, if we have Easter eggs there after Easter weekend, we need to get rid of them. You need to now become the food pusher, bring them to the local hospice, bring them to a neighbour, bring them to the chemist, just you to get rid, to offload, so that it's not a temptation, let's say. Next then is to use supportive social influence. Surround yourself with people who inspire and motivate you. Okay, and basically that they leverage what you need, your support, to give you their support and encouragement to stay focused and committed to what your goals are. So it's like what we talked about last week, that your needs are more important than other people's wants. So it is a deep one, but use supportive social influence. So like that, to make sure that we have positive news feeds, let's say maybe on Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram, but some things that are going to be supportive, not things that tear us down or can affect our mood or bring a negative vibe, let's say, in. And sometimes we just need to social detox as well. We might need to go through our phone detox, pictures, contacts, and different things like that. But it is important to stay committed to what your goal is, because generally it's not intentional, but the people closest to us are the ones that can support our journey, sabotage our journey, but they can also support our journey once we communicate. And really, for me, communication is key. Next thing is create rituals around tasks. Establishing small rituals can make starting a task more basically automatic and less daunting. So create rituals around that. So like that, well, I first thing in the morning I have my hot water and lemon, then I have my breakfast, then I have my pint of water, then I brush my teeth, and then I have my shower, and then we get ready and we go out. So those little daily habits, create rituals around the tasks that you do basically. The last one then, one of the second last ones then is a really important one that you found interesting, was to sign a contract with yourself. Because when you write your commitments and sign them, treat your goal as a formal agreement. We all would have signed contracts, whether it's a work contract, phone contract, bin contract, a mortgage, a lease, a rent. We all would have signed a contract, and we kind of say, God, I'm signing my life away here, when we know that we put our name to paper, let's say. So really, it's important to make that contract with yourself. The important part of the contract is to sign it. Write your commitments down and sign it. So like that, you could write your commitments on the back of your food diary every week. You keep them in a diary, you can keep them on your phone. But I really think the written word is obviously better, so that's why we're saying to write down your commitments and to sign them. Your last thing is complete a weekly check-in with yourself. Schedule regular self-check-ins to assess your progress and adjust your strategy as needed. So like that, if what we've been doing hasn't worked, maybe we don't see light at the end of the tunnel, then come and speak to me. We can set a plan in place. As I said, I'm encouraging all of us to go to £5 to £7, myself included, for the month of April. But really, we do have to check in with ourselves weekly. Like that, you might check in with parents or family or neighbours once a week. You check in, or you sign in now of work, to really complete that weekly check-in with yourself, because the weeks are just flying in. So it is important to have that check-in with yourself. It's a little like when the car goes for the NCT, it has this checklist, or sometimes when you're submitting a form, it gives you a checklist like for a passport or anything like that, and we tick those boxes to make sure everything's included. So you really have to make sure that you complete your weekly check-in with yourself, and ideally it should be the day of the weigh-in or maybe after your weigh-in. So your little motto for this week, folks, is consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Consistency is what transforms average into excellence. So that's your talk about unlocking your consistency. I want us to get more consistent with our weight loss, so that we're not creating that kind of head wreck with ourselves, that seesaw effect. As I said, the brighter days are coming. Long may the sunshine last. But I do hope the talk helps. Any positive or negative feedback, you know the drill, to get in touch. Other than that, I want us to have a really safe week, have a really productive, successful, consistent week, and big hugs and kisses to all, and we'll see each other next week in a brand new show. Have a good one, folks. Bye.